A little while ago, I had someone reach out to me and they wanted to put a promotion on for a holiday. And I think that's a great idea. A ton of big companies do it. You'll see it all the time. Memorial Day, you can always get furniture and you can always get charcoal briquettes. And 4th of July's always got some sort of summertime stuff. You'll get sales on barbecue grills and what have you. And different holidays, these big retailers have all figured out the kinds of things that people usually buy around that time. And so they've figured out what they should be selling that time of year. You've probably seen it around New Year's. It's always exercise equipment and organizing totes and that on sale. And small business owners need to be promoting themselves as well, but does it have to be a sale? That's a challenging question, and the answer is not always clear. But here's a few thoughts for you. If you can run a sale and you can acquire some new customers, oftentimes that can be a really good strategy. Here's what not to do if you're a small business owner trying to figure out how to run a sale. First off, you need to plan in advance. So a few days before the sale is usually not enough time to put together an effective promotion, and just simply putting things on sale is not a good idea, because the entire purpose of having a sale is to attract customers you weren't going to have normally. And so if all you're doing is putting some things on sale and you don't tell anybody, you don't promote it in any way, what you've just done is given the people who are going to buy a discount for doing what they were already planning to do. So instead, if you're going to put together a sale, what you need to do is you need to figure out, how do I get that sale in front of people who normally were not going to buy from me? And you need to turn it on its head and figure out a promotion strategy and campaign so that people who normally don't know you, people who normally don't do business with you, now are motivated to get to figuring out, who is this company? What do they offer? Is it a fit for me? And you've got to figure out a campaign and a strategy, and you have to figure out an offer that they're actually going to care about. And so all of that usually takes a little more time than just a few days before the event. And then the big trick that so many small business owners have a hard time with is figuring out, how am I even going to get this in front of people? How do I get this new message about this new offer out in such a way that people will hear about it? And so one Facebook post is probably not going to be enough to do what you're looking for. So instead, you've got to figure out, okay, what are all the channels I as a business owner typically use to promote myself? Well, you usually have some sort of customer list. So you could reach out to your existing customer list and let them know about the promotion. And then in the promotion, it's messaging itself, in that maybe it's an email or text or whatever, you say, this is better when shared with friends. We'd love for you to let your friends know about this offer that we have as well. Now what you've done is you've incentivized them in a small way to think about their friends. And then if you can do something to where they get a bonus when their friends come in, now you've incentivized them in a big way to potentially talk about things with some of the people that they normally wouldn't have thought about telling your business to. So now you've reached a whole new audience from your existing audience. So that's one strategy. Another one is, oftentimes you'll have referral partners that maybe send business to you on occasion. Let them know about that promotion, and maybe you can do some sort of joint live video on social media, or some sort of joint promotion where you're sending their promotion and your promotion out to all of your list, and they're doing the same thing. So now you both have two different lists, and hopefully you have a list. If you don't, you better start collecting those lists right now. And then they're promoting themselves to their list along with mentioning you, and you're doing the same, promoting your list with your information as well as mentioning them. So now you're getting all of their customers may potentially be your customers. And so if you've got 5 or 6 referral partners, that could be huge, but it takes a little bit of foreplanning and a little bit of forethought. It's not going to work very well if you simply try and do this 2 days before the holiday. Then the next idea is figuring out, where do your audience hang out? Do you have a large following on social media? If so, get on social media and start promoting it there. Do most of your customers come from some sort of advertisement? If so, you may have to plan a few weeks or months in advance, and then you can buy ad slots with those kinds of advertisements. Maybe it's mailers, maybe it's TV, radio, maybe it's some sort of digital promotion. But you have to plan this in advance. When you do that, running a sale can be tremendous. But again, if you want to have real success with running a sale, you have to ensure you've got a strategy to promote it to people who would be interested, but normally don't do business with you.